During the rise of the Empire, the Emperor's home planet of Naboo rapidly established itself as a major irritant. After a number of Naboo's ambassadors were sent home in various states of dismemberment, her newly elected queen broke off diplomatic ties and began exploring military options. Clearly, it was time for a regime change. A change that would be affected by the 501st, now under the direct command of Darth Vader. Our orders were simple: to infiltrate the city, take out their leader, sending a clear signal to other potential troublemakers in the Empire.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Battlefront 2. Alright, so we are now moving on to the second half of the Rise of the Empire campaign. The Empire has officially risen and things are going to get a lot harder. So as you can see, we are now playing on the Xbox version of the game because if I didn't say so in another video, I'm having complications recording the PS2. So I played the whole campaign again up until this point on the Xbox version, and now I'm recording that because it'll work with my current recording setup, because this is one of the few games that's backwards compatible on the Xbox 360, and I can record it with the all HDMI setup, and it looks great. It looks really good, honestly, and it's still full frame and everything like every other game has been. So I'm playing as the Imperial Engineer here, same exact loadout as the Clone Engineer. He's got that weird, funny helmet thing going on like the guys that fire the Death Laser in the Death Star do. And we're fighting Naboo local militia here as we're trying to exact our justice upon the Naboo government. So I selected him because we were going to be using we're going to have some close quarters encounters here. We're trying to take over that command post. You can quickly get overrun there. One mistake I often made with this mission is after I complete that objective there, I end up going around the back way, and there's a big auto turret grid in the center of the Theed Plaza, and you really do not want to go that way because they are obscenely overpowered auto turrets. And they will just absolutely annihilate your guys. So don't lead your guys in there. We're going to go around the front of the... That would be my phone again. We're going around the front of the Theed Plaza to get over to this other command post instead of going around the other way. The problem with that is you're going to have a lot more enemy resistance, but I feel like it's safer overall. All of the Imperial classes, I'll be showing them off one at a time and demonstrating them soon enough. I'll be going over all their unique weapons and the changes between the Republic clone army and the Imperial army of stormtroopers and all that other nonsense. The different vehicles, all the new stuff that happens in the Galactic Civil War era of the game, as opposed to the Clone Wars era of the game. But first things first, I went ahead and chose the Imperial Engineer because after we capture this command post, we're going to be getting a tank. Now, if I remember correctly, the IFT-X was only ever seen in these games. In the 2002 Clone Wars game and in the first Battlefront game was really where it was introduced. It was never in any of the films, and I don't even think it was in the cartoon, but correct me if I'm wrong. So the IFT-T, which is a recoloring of that, is also not in anything else. And in the first Battlefront it makes even less sense, because you just see this thing and you're like, okay, what's this thing? In this game, it actually makes sense if you're playing the campaign because it's just a repurposed vehicle from the Clone Wars era. It makes more sense. But if you're playing instant action for the first time, like I was in the first Battlefront, you're like, okay, what the heck is this thing? And we're fighting Alliance AACs here, which is the new Rebel tank for this game. The Rebels had a type of heavily armored speeder that they used in the first Battlefront game, but this makes a lot more sense, honestly. And again, I don't think this vehicle has been seen in any of the other games. Even the Empire at War games, the RTS games, had some very original Star Wars land vehicles, including tanks and walkers and whatnot for both factions. But these vehicles were not included. I'm pretty sure they're all original. I'm okay with it. I really am. I chose the engineer here because we got to capture this command post, and I gotta try to keep this tank alive because he's gonna be attacked by a bunch of guys with grenades here. You can get some really bad spawns in this too. Like one of my test runs on this level on the PS2 version, I had to fight about 6 or 7 freaking Alliance AAC tanks here because I was stuck back at the other command post, and as soon as I would blow one up, another one would appear. So as you can see, those auto turrets there are very powerful. Almost took out my tank. Looks like the tank has served its purpose, though. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the Dark Trooper, which is the special class for the Empire. And I'm going to be I know I'm kind of going through the classes really fast here and skipping a lot of guys to show off the Dark Trooper now, but I have a very specific reason for this. There is a skip you can do called, or I don't know what it's officially called among people who play the game, but I just like to call it the Dark Trooper jump or the Dark Trooper double jump, and you can do like a jetpack cancel and get extreme height, and I'll be showing that off here in a little while. But the Dark Trooper's jump pack acts very differently than the Jet Trooper's jetpack. It doesn't really allow you to hover, it just allows you to get a jump off, essentially. And to me, it behaves more so how I thought a jetpack would behave in this game. But then again, playing the original demo for the first Battlefront, I played as the Dark Trooper long before I ever played as the Jet Trooper. The Dark Trooper, for those of you who don't know your Star Wars lore, the Dark Troopers were actually... there we go, there's the jetpack cancel there that I managed to... You can get to a lot of secret areas there. You can get out of bounds, you can get above the map, you can get to some really crazy places. So our objective here is to kill these Jedi that are protecting the Queen. And it's pretty easy to do because we can jump pack away from these guys, and we have this arc caster as our primary weapon. The Dark Trooper in the first Battlefront game had just regular scatter shot. And those were abolished for a more effective scatter shot in this game than all the engineer classes have. There we go, there's that jetpack cancel. You can only do the jetpack cancel in Battlefront 2. You can't do it in the first game because the first one you have to, once you've used the jetpack, you have to go through the entire duration of its jump in order to stop using it. You can't just cancel the jets halfway through and let yourself glide to wherever you wanted to go to. So you have a lot more control over the jetpack in Battlefront 2, but it also allows you to do that exploit. We're almost done with this mission, actually. I just need to take out the Queen and we'll be all done. I won't be overusing the Dark Trooper in most of this campaign. There's going to be some levels later on with a lot of close quarters I won't be able to use them on, so I'll demonstrate the other classes soon.
With the Queen eliminated, Naboo quickly fell in line. It was the first time the 501st was called upon to adjust a planet's government. But it wouldn't be the last. Within months, the 501st gained a well-deserved reputation as Vader's fist.